if Aaron and Teddy Riley released a record today, it wouldn't be right because, you know, Damion Hall's not there. So if Damion and Aaron are recording an album or did a song together, you know, maybe people would argue that it's not the same. There's like a missing element. How do you feel about that?
I mean, for me, I don't care what people think when it comes down to what their comfort zone is. You know, if you want Guy, then Guy is Aaron, Damon, and Teddy. If you don't see, say we do a show and you don't see Teddy on stage, not because we don't want Teddy on stage, but because Teddy is busy. Or if you see Teddy doing stuff and doing Guy's songs, it's not because we're not together. It's because we happen, maybe we're sick or maybe we're doing something else. You know, the public gets things fickle. One thing about our music is this. You can want what you want to want, but the music going to speak for itself at the end of the day. You can sit there and fight it all day, but radio is the thing that pushes our records. And I can guarantee that with or without what people might think, the DNA record is exactly what it is. It's Damion and Aaron. If you want Guy, then wait for a Guy record. If a Guy record comes out, that's what you will get. But if you want music, I can tell you, music is coming from Damion and Aaron, and it's coming out in 2007. A single will be coming out in the first quarter of 2007, and you'll be seeing video within the first quarter of 2007. And the album you'll see by the end of the second quarter of 2007. And you can either like it or don't like it. I mean, the music gonna speak for itself. I'm not worried about if you're gonna like it when you hear it. People are gonna have their opinions on whatever they want to have opinions for. I don't live for opinions, and I don't die because of a person's opinion.
Sure.
I do what I do, and I do the best at it. And all I can do is give the best music I can possibly give for my public to respect them for what they've been waiting for. Okay. And, you know, the proof is in what I'm doing out here in the States. And my records are speaking for themselves. So you either follow it or you don't.
Absolutely. Damion, can you perhaps try and dispel this rumour? There's one that's going around that there's friction in the Guy camp. What is your relationship like with Teddy Riley? And do Guy still gel together like the old days?
Well, my relationship with Teddy is very cool. Teddy's like a brother to me. We speak, we try to speak once a week, but we definitely speak at least once every 2 weeks when we're not around each other. Because he's busy and I'm extremely busy. But when we speak and we text each other often, and he gives me spiritual messages, and I give him some back, and I say thank you and I love you and can't wait to see you again. And you know, when I come to Atlanta, he'll say, "Come to Atlanta, come see me in my house." I'm going to see him actually on Wednesday of this week coming, because I'm going to Atlanta tomorrow. So we'll be seeing each other. So there's no bad blood between myself and Teddy, and to my knowledge, based on the last, Teddy and Aaron saw each other, there was no beef between Aaron and Teddy. I don't see my brother as much because I'm always on the road. So, I don't know what's going on every day, but I can say from what I know, there is no bad blood between the Guy camp. And is Guy like yesteryear? No. And yesteryear, Guy got robbed blind. We didn't receive the money we were supposed to get. Things wasn't fair. We were kids. People put Teddy on a pedestal. People didn't give Aaron the love he supposed to have gotten. And the latter part of the second album, I didn't get the love I was supposed to get. So now, Guy is more together than we ever been because we're older, we respect each other, and we stay in each other's zone, and we actually talk to each other now and let each other know when we're upset, what's going on, what we don't like, and we move forward. And that's all you can do, is do your best to move forward. And at the end of the day, if the public doesn't want it, then they just won't accept it. Or if we don't want it to happen, then we'll lose out on one of the biggest legacies and legendary aspects that we have created. And that's the GUI music and the GUI stigma that we have, or stamp, if I may say. We left a stamp on the world for our music, and that's why people are so astonished and so enthralled with all people being together, because they know that together we are mightier than we are at this point separately. But that only lasts for as long as your video is being seen on MTV, or how many people are playing your record on the radio. If I come out and I drop a record, and MTV is playing my video on the concert, and BET, who is first and foremost in my life, playing my video on the concert, and radio is playing my record, guess what? You're going to say, wow, Damion Hall is great, and you're going to start comparing me to everybody else that you like. That's the life of music. The life of music is, you can't please everyone, but you try to please as much people as possible. You try to give them what they want. It's like when the Eagles broke up, or when Aerosmith broke up, and they got everybody like, oh, Aerosmith is this, and nobody, oh, they're not going to ever come back. And what happened? They come back, top of their game. Eagles come back, sell out, worldwide tour, make $20 million. People can only keep you down as much as you want to keep yourself down. That's my take on it.
Absolutely. Another question, seeing as we're talking about the Guy old days, why was Timmy Gatling on the first cover for the Guy's debut set? It kind of felt as if the record company thought, you know what, let's just stick with the old cover. Even though we've got a new band member, let's just stick to the old cover. We spent all this money on this cover, stick with it. What happened there?
Well, that's exactly really what happened. I mean, it was told that if we were to stop the record from coming out with the photos that already were done with the old group, that it would alter the release of the record and we had dropping the single. And so, you know, of course I had no single. I just came into the group at that point. To come to a medium, if you see the inside of the album will say their members, it says Aaron Hall, Damion Hall, Teddy Riley, Gene Griffin. It doesn't have Timmy's name in there, but it has Timmy's face in the front. And so it created a lot of confusion.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so it was disrespect, but you know, at that time I didn't have a voice to be able to say too much. Well, you put it out, I'm going to leave the group, and I'm not going to do this and that and the other, you know. It didn't have that voice at that time. So, you know, it's something for the book when we actually write it, because it's amazing how we went through a lot of adversity, especially me. Went through a lot of adversity because nobody knew who I was when I first came to the group. Because they looked at the picture, and a lot of people, because people want to believe that they see you on the cover, people started thinking I was Aaron on the cover. And then, who was Aaron then? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different stuff going on, and people would ask me to sign stuff. Is this you? Can you sign it? Up to the point where I got aggravated, and I remember one record release signing that we had, in-store signing, and they had all the Guy album photos up, the flash, all over the store. And when I walked in the store, I walked out, and Aaron walked out with me, and Terry walked out with me, and then we told the people at the store, until you take all these photos down and put all these new pictures up that we took, we won't do the in-store signing. And it took them about 2 hours to do it, but they did it, and then people waited still, and we signed the pictures and the posters.
Where was that?
Now, I don't remember where, but it was in 1988.
Wow.
I think it was like Chicago or something.
Okay. Yeah.